Folks, give me attention for 1 minute. I'm going to interrupt Brian. You can ask him some more questions. But I just want to give, I know this is about Brian and St. James, but I want to give my opinion from doing this for 22 years, that everybody that I'm up in front of now that comes in new is saying the same thing to me. This is one of the hardest times I'm sitting in my seat right now since 2000. And what happened in 2000 is something that's going to happen in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I've been saying it for 2 years. Remember something, the market doesn't change. There's been pamphlets been coming out way before I started. There's always something that causes a downturn. The reason why I use Brian, and obviously he's the one that's doing the investments, is because of past performance. We have nothing else to go by. I will tell you that in 1999, there was a company that came out that was out for a long time, Chase Vista. Chase is still out there. And they were a pure value-oriented company. Exactly what Brian does. You're talking about a $1 trillion company. They did the same thing from 1996 to 1997 to 1998 to 1999 to 2000. And I sat with the wholesaler every year and I said, dude, what are we doing here? You know, Janice is making 40% a year. We're making 3%. And they said, listen, this is what we do. We're core value. We will not overpay for anything. We'd rather lose money than get into those companies. And they said this for 5 years. And you know what they did in middle of 2000? They fired every manager they had because they couldn't handle it anymore because they weren't making money. And they went all growth. And they put all growth managers in. And what happened in 2001? They lost their shirt. You know what Vista is? Chase Vista is? Don't exist. Funds don't exist. Chase Vista doesn't exist. You know why? Because they went against what they do and what they knew, because they went with everybody else. They jumped on ship. You know where Janice was? Janice went from the #1 mutual fund company to the last mutual fund company in the world, because they own 5 stocks. They own Cisco, they own all AOL, Yahoo. That's what they own. And where did they end up? So now they're coming back. So it's a hard play. For me to sit in front of you and tell you, you know, we lost money in the last 8 months. January to December, the portfolio paid 5.8%. It was maybe half. It was half of the S&P and the Dow. That's great with the correlation that we have and the beta that they have in the fund, because it's 1/3. I don't want to confuse you. But that's why we use him. That's why I hire him to manage your money. Whether you like it or not, that's up to you guys. But that's the reason why we have money with St. James. Not to make 20%, not to take on that risk. If you're in this room to take on that risk where you want to make 15% on the upside, but have a 15 to 20% downside, then you need to call me tomorrow morning and we need to get you out of St. James. Because you're never going to do it. But I can tell you from 1999, actual returns, that he beat the S&P by 77% total return, with 1/3 the volatility. Not that Brian needs a cheerleader or anything, but I'm just explaining because this is why I use it. There's got to be a reason why I do it. I don't just sit there and say, you know what, Brian's great, he's giving me the most money, that's why I want to use him. He's great, it's easy. Because I have to defend him. Not that he needs defending, but I'm the one that has to sit there. So I'm telling you that that's the reason why we're there. To be in a market like this and to lose 2%. Call me crazy. But guess what? When that market turns and lose 22%, if Brian loses 10 or 15%, I'm taking all my money. $35 million, I'm taking it from him. I've told him numerous times, taking it all. Because that's not why I hired you. I'm hiring you so when the market's down 25%, we're down 4, 5, or 6%. Because, like in his construction, when the market comes back and we make 15%, we have more money than the guy that was making 30% for the last 3 years. Because we recovered that much quicker. That's why we use this portfolio. We want growth, we would go into a growth portfolio. And some people have different things. There's reasons why you use certain investments. This investment is for long-term, taking income for the low volatility and the quality stocks. Because when this market comes down, whether it's today or 10 years from now, it could continue to go up. But think about it. You make 200% over the next 10 years, it continues to go up. And you lose 150 that in 1 year. Where are you at? Same return, the same difference is when you have 195 and you need money, you have 95. But if you had $100,000 and it goes to 40 and you say, John, I need some money, and I tell you, you only got 40, you got to wait 5 years. It's going to come back. We're totally growth. We're going to make that money. We got to wait 5 years. I don't think anybody's going to be happy. So that's just my way of looking at it, viewing it. And that's the best I can.